Happy trucking, guys. On this beautiful Monday morning in Newport News, Virginia, Hervey seems to have had a download of exciting wisdom. Let me know in the comments what you think.
This will remind you, when you're dropping trailers off, make sure that you check them out. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that you check them out. And if there's something wrong with it, let somebody know. Like these particular trailers, we're supposed to make sure that they're full of fuel. Of course, as usual, you just do your pre-trip on the trailer. But in this particular case, it's very easy to have to pick up the same trailer you dropped off a couple of days ago. There's 3 or 4 of us doing it. So the probability of ending up with the same trailer you dropped off is high. But it's always the case that whatever trailer you drop off, somebody's gonna have to pick it up. And this is good to keep you in practice of doing it right. This is very good. Because once you get a few bad trailers and you pissed off, oh, well, actually, it could work 1 or 2 ways. One, it could make you be more sensitive to your own job performance and how you lead the trailer for the next man. It can make you do better in that way, but I guess it can also work in the reverse way. I've seen some of those personalities too, you know what I'm saying? Like in a corrupted mind, in a negative minded person, he could justify and say, I picked up a bad trailer. They didn't make sure it was right when I picked it up. It doesn't matter. It ain't my problem. Y'all deal with it. Hey, it probably ain't the same person that dropped it off. That's the wrong attitude. That's the wrong attitude, but it's not uncommon. That ain't your attitude. That ain't my attitude. So that's a good thing. At the end of the day, you know, everything is connected. The way you treat people, the way you do things, at some point in time, it comes back to you. So, I'm glad to be around people of a higher quality like you, who actually care and do things a certain way, knowing that everything's gonna come back around to you. Good, bad, or otherwise. I turned the video off too quickly. Turned it off too quickly, because what happened was I only have 1/4 of a tank of fuel in this reefer unit. And what does that mean? That means I gotta wait for this guy to come back around with some fuel to put in this reefer unit. Because one of y'all didn't make sure it was full. But, you know, first he has to go around and finish doing what he's doing, which is looking at these trailers, logging these trailers in. So, there you have it. That guy, he gonna get his one day. That guy that dropped this trailer off, he gonna get his one day. It's gonna be somebody just like him who drops their trailer off. Raggedy, broke down, flat tire, no fuel in a reefer unit, and you gonna get it. And it's gonna hold you up all day. It's gonna hold you up all day. Because that's gonna be your payback. You dig? I gotta go get this temperature. Paperwork.
was thinking, my friend. Maybe you forgot to report to someone about the landing gear handle on the trailer you dropped the other day needed to be replaced. You caught pure hell getting it up. Did you let them know about it?
Well, that's all I got to say right now.
Exactly.
And then I was looking at them waltz around at the trailers. And I said, I wonder, do you have to finish the rest of the trailers? Or it's just that you're going to finish the rest of the trailers right now and you could fuel me and then continue? You know? Because it looked like he was just taking his time. He didn't look like he had to have it done in a certain amount of time. But then you have to say, you know, yeah, it's probably easier for me to go ahead on and finish the trailers and then deal with you. So he's doing it the best way, the easiest way for him. Now, the next thing that happens is, so what do you say in let's see, oh yeah, keep going. So what do you say in response to that thought? You know? Now, a person could have an attitude about it. You could have gotten me done, could have gotten me done. Well, then all of a sudden you're doing the same thing. First of all, if you was in that situation, 9 times out of 10, you're going to do it the easiest way for you as well.
Guys, this is what he does all day. Just reflecting on his thoughts and various perspectives of a situation. He calls it thought technology. If you weren't watching, he'd be talking and thinking through this the exact same way.
You know what I'm talking
Trust me, I see him do it all the time. I kind of dig it, actually. By the way, don't bother. Hervey's already tried to register the domain name. It was taken since 1996 by a biofeedback
company. Does it really make sense for anyone to get an attitude about that? Not a bit. Not a bit. So it just makes us consider. You gotta put the seal on the trailer. It just makes us consider, or it could, if you, a lot of things we come across in life, we could use as a catalyst for reflection. Oh, okay. A catalyst for reflection. Like, step back, look at the situation, put yourself in each person's shoes. Look at the situation as if you're not a part of the situation, you're just observing the situation. And then play through the different attitudes that different people could have in the situation. It's a beautiful thing. It's how you make life a learning environment. It's how you get the most out of it. Now, it's especially a useful tool. I know. It's especially a useful tool, but the air off just so I could be clearer to you guys. But it's especially a useful tool if you are able and willing to step back and look at situations in which you are actually evaluating your own response. Your own response. And when is it easiest to know that it's a good time to do that? I'll tell you when your response is bothering you. You're upset, your blood pressure is up, your temperature is up, pulse rate is up. Oh, it's more than likely you need to step back and look at the situation from a wider angle. Because you're out of control.
Well, here he goes, y'all. Might as well get comfortable.
If you let
You've got him started.
Outside of you allow you to be pushed to the edge in that way, you're out of control. Because when you're in more control, then you can mitigate. You can respond differently. You can calm yourself down. And that's more beneficial to you. You maintain a stronger immune system like that. Your Your body operates more efficiently like that. You think more clearly like that. You do know that the more you're out of control like that, your judgment is not as good, right? And also, the more you're out of control like that, cortisol is running through your veins, then the more time you spend in a condition, in a state in which your immune system is not operating as efficiently as it could be. I mean, you can it could be bad enough that you shut your immune system down. Any significant stress on the body compromises the body's immune system. That's what, and even other functions of the body. Like I said, also it compromises your ability to think clearly. And then think about that. That has a trickle down effect. So that's going to, depending on how out of control you are, how mindful you are with regards to how you're being impacted, that controls the way you interact with other people. Could that cause a problem? Most definitely. In business and relationships, all kind of ways. The more you're thinking is just, you're a loose cannon, could that cause a problem when you get stopped for a traffic stop or speeding for running a red light? All of a sudden it's everybody else's fault and you're out of control, acting irate. Could that cause a problem? More than likely it could. Suppose you and the officer lack the ability to control your emotions. It's a wrap. So, you know, I find it very valuable to try to pay attention to how I allow things to affect me and how much time I spend on trying to master my emotions and maintaining control in all types of situations. If somebody cut you off, I mean, one of the most minute things that could trigger an immediate response in me is people not using the turn signal. And I got to catch myself. To this day, as long as I've been driving, there are still times where I have to catch myself and say, hey, don't even worry about it. It's going to always be a thing. And the reason it gets like that is because like it's so simple, it's so small. Something that you can do to let other people around you know what your intentions are. And in some of them cases, like you're pulling out of a very busy street, you're waiting patiently, wanting to go, but no, I don't want them to have to slow down. No, I'll just wait for another gap. Another gap might be forever because how busy it is. The guy gets right to the driveway that you're pulling out of and then put on the turn signal. That's the worst. So every now and then, if there's several other things that's gonna happen, you're running late, the air conditioning ain't working, or it's hot, and then they pull this, and now you can't even see another clearing, nowhere in sight. Yeah, if you don't watch it, that could creep up on you and make you want to shout out the window at it. So, you know, I'm not exempt from what I'm saying. I've learned to look at it that way, and I'm able to communicate that angle of the situation just because I'm just like you. I'm just like you, and I find myself in those types of situations. But being able to step back, evaluate myself, reflect on my emotions, and think about better ways to respond, and being intentional about how I let things affect me